Hello everyone, Patsu here. Welcome back to Memento Mori 2. Okay, let's go back out. See if the facts have arrived or not.
Laura, a fax for you has arrived. It's still in the machine.
Oh, good. It's right here, the facts.
Argo sent me the files of those missing employees. The Argo technicians' files. Maybe they contain something interesting.
Okay, so Argo employee record, surname Pater, first name Levent, nationality Hungarian, date of birth 1983, employed since 2005, current position PSE expert field worker. Note, started together with his brother. Pater is Vaughn. And this is the brother is Vaughn. So date of birth is 1979, employed since 2005. So same date as his brother. Expert field worker, started together with his brother, Pater. And in the past, he worked for the company as an external employee.
So one of them has an entry in the police database. Interesting, but it's not proof.
So this one, Aurel Joseph. Czech, nationality, date of birth 1980, employed since 2009. So, expert field worker once again. When signed, he had a suspended sentence for bodily harm. His colleagues and superiors in Argo have as yet no reason to complain about him though. So a criminal record for this employee, one of the missing workers. Okay, I think it's time to go inside the conference room. Okay, wish me good luck, guys. We need it.
Wait, have you really read it over well? Do you remember its contents?
Yeah? Confirm that you understand the file, yes.
Why do you think I'm the boss here? Because I'm lazy and inconsistent?
No, certainly not. I just...
So let's go, right?
Lara, how was the trip? Don't you want to rest?
No, I'm fine, relatively. But I'd like to discuss something with you, alone.
Later, all right? Did you have any time to read that file?
Of course. Just out of curiosity, you're here... Why?
Well, no good deed goes unpunished. Your friend Jimenez insisted that we help you.
Two heads are better than, and so on.
It's always good to see you, Diego. But you... When I was leaving, you were managing our budget at Interpol, not our cases.
Lara, I didn't usurp you as boss of the department. You were just gone, so I stepped in and took over. Is it necessarily such a bad thing for us to help each other?
No, of course not. All help is welcome.
Excellent. Pictures that came in after the report, I've prepared in the projector. This is the church on Mission Street, where those structural engineers from Argo went missing and blood was found. And most importantly, that painting.
Someone painted a few smears in blood?
You could say that. We're talking about this.
Jesus Christ.
Ooh.
Is that... blood?
Wow.
Is this thing really painted in human blood?
Sure. You did read the report, didn't you?
Of course I did. It's just taken me by surprise. I know there was an enclosed analysis of 3 blood samples.
Do not interrupt discussion. There were 2 samples. There were 4 samples. There are only 3 blood samples. Yeah, he is right.
By the way, has it occurred to someone to call Argo?
I've spoken with them.
Great, Lara. Good work. So let's discuss that analysis.
Where do we start?
The painting? Or are we leaving that for...
Last. First we'll look at what went on there. That way we can better understand how and why it was made.
As you said, you're the boss here.
Alright, first let's develop our own hypothesis about what really happened in there. Now I'll tag the evidence in those pictures that could be useful to us.
Alright. And how do we do that? The screen. Can I talk to Renee?
Cold, strict, and unyielding. She does everything she can for the department, but she'd probably like to see anyone else except me at its head.
You wanted to show us something about what happened there, didn't you? Why do you think the crime was committed, and how?
Well, guess it is not the time to talk to her. What about Diego?
Diego tries to look encouraging, but I know him too well for that. He's more nervous than me. What do you think about that?
To tell the truth, I don't know. Murders, blood. I might as well go work for the Criminal Investigation Police. But if we are at it already, we should look into it properly.
And Kochu?
Kotu is really enjoying this case. He's sensed the opportunity to show off before Renier, so he works like hell. We have to concentrate on those photos. We can't miss anything.
I totally agree. And possibly use the projector remote so we can see what you've discovered too.
Okay, so... should we grab the projector control?
Good. The projector remote has a laser pointer. That will be useful. This is used to control the projector.
Alright. And the projector itself...
We installed the projector only a month ago. I've not even tested it properly yet. The outside temperature is well below average. The heating is fully on.
Alright. Let's go up front and look at the screen closely.
This should be teamwork, so I should consult with the others, but I have to find a way to highlight the important points.
Oh, just use a pointer here, then.
I don't think it's a good idea to show anything by hand on the projector. Technology has advanced a bit lately. Something in that painting is familiar to me, but where did I see it?
Well, I suppose that you've seen hundreds of paintings in your work.
No, not like that. This is... different.
Yes, Can I take a look at the next picture? Oh, a bag on the ground and blood trail. So the body is dragged away. Looks like a head wound. And more blood on the desk. Next one. So, this hole leads up to the underground passage, right? And stairs leading probably back up to the church. Next one. And more painting. Ooh, a pair of wings, so an angel. A signature? Oh, a holy Bible here on the ground. And more blood. And a paintbrush. Oh, so the killer probably uses paintbrush with the blood to paint that picture on the wall. Oh, outside church again? Alright, so what are we doing here?
So what will help us to find out what did happen in here?
Alright, I actually need to turn on the pointer. Oops. Nothing special here. Next picture. What about the handbag?
And what about that helmet?
Oh.
The victim could have worn it on his head, and when falling to the floor, the helmet fell and spinned off.
I can't imagine that. I think that it probably stayed on his head, lying on the floor.
Of course, that's more likely.
Or the victim wasn't wearing it at all, and it fell off the table. I think we can't come to any conclusion about that.
Sorry, it's not actually a helmet. It looks like a handbag. And what about this blood trail here?
The blood, the overthrown chair. We probably agree that there's some story behind it.
I looked at it too, but what do you want to find there?
It seems that one of the victims was sitting at the table and then either overthrew the culprit or hit him on the back with the chair, knocking him down.
Exactly, and that blood smear is perhaps from dragging the person off the chair. There is no blood around. The chair stayed as it fell. I suppose that the victim was not defending himself after the fall, possibly even dead beforehand.
Shouldn't there be more blood?
Very good question. Maybe the wound was covered by something. Bleeding into the clothing?
No, maybe you're not seeing this clearly, but there are some tiny spots on the table. I think it's blood too.
And that means...
But still, very little blood. The victim had his throat slit. I don't think so. Too little blood on display. The victim was injured in the heart. Still very little blood for that kind of wound. Okay, let's say the heart, because okay, the victim was injured in the heart. Should have less injured in the heart. The victim was injured in the heart. I think the heart would actually cause less blood loss than the throat. Okay, let's choose this one.
In my opinion, the victim received a heart injury. I find it the most probable explanation.
What?
Listen, I think it does make sense. Let's say that the victim was shot in the heart. The blood would spurt once or twice from the wound. That could be on the table, then the heart stopped beating.
Yeah.
So it would make the blood stop circulating and the bleeding would stop almost immediately.
Yes. If we could analyze that blood, we might be able to point out more accurately the place of the hit.
Don't you want to take this to pathology?
These things are well known. Non-oxygenated blood is dark. Oxygenated is light. That's how you know which ventricle it comes from.
So, should I tag the blood on the table too? Nope.
There are tools on the table. It seems like stuff commonly used by structural engineers. It seems to be bloodless in the photo. Anyway, we're not interested in it right now.
Okay, how about the next picture? Yes, the hole in the wall. Oh. Can I click on it and examine it? And the gate? Nothing. Alright, next. The painting again. And the handprints.
Those wings might be really important, but not just now.
Well, that means next picture. Not now. Okay, next then. Wings again.
Those wings might be really important.
And what about this?
Those prints are really interesting, but I'm looking for something else.
Oh yes, the Holy Bible. Huh.
There's an open Bible lying on the ground. Can it be important? Not now.
And what about the blood?
There's a lot of blood here. The perpetrator left the victim to lie here for a long period of time.
Yeah, seems like it.
But you said yourself that if the heart stopped beating quickly, the blood would stop flowing.
No, I didn't say that. The blood stopped circulating, but of course it keeps on flowing. Slowly, from higher to lower parts. Let's sum up. We know the probable cause of death of one of the victims, hit in the heart.
But wounded by what?
Could have been a shot.
There are indications of shooting. Shots are improbable. Yeah, I think this is the choice.
I didn't notice anything indicating a shooting, and there's nothing in the report. Diego?
I don't find it probable. If there was a shot to the heart, the chair elbow might be damaged too.
Not necessarily. If the culprit was shooting from an angle, the bullet could get caught by the vertebrae, spine. But I'd put the shooting aside for now.
So the murderer stabbed the victim in the heart. Why would he do that? To get some blood for painting? He'd have to have something to keep it in.
Of course he had. But if he wanted mainly the blood, he would more likely cut an artery. This seems rather ritualistic.
Ritual or not, what about those other two? Were they only onlookers? That doesn't make any sense.
Maybe they weren't actually conscious.
You're thinking about that gas from the report? Lara, did you get that?
Technicians were poisoned by gas. Technicians were not poisoned by gas. Of course, they were not.
John is talking about the gas, but he's wrong. The report clearly says that it's non-toxic, and so they couldn't have been poisoned by it, and it would have poisoned the suspect, too.